Hi guys, I'm here in my garage, and maybe somebody in one of my other videos already noticed I have a different inverter hanging here. So before here was one of the blue ones like this one, a 3000 watt 2 MPPT inverter, and the inverter which was hanging here actually went behind the coffee shop now, because there was a identical inverter which made some troubles. So the trouble was actually that sometime in late morning around 10 o'clock it kind of kicked out, it showed a grid error, and then maybe in the late afternoon 3 o'clock it would then come back on again. And the problem on that inverter was also that my buttons from the screen, so like these ones here, they were not responsive anymore, and I could not actually go through the displays, through the menus to see what actually was going on with that inverter. So I ordered a different one here, so far 3 kilowatt. These only have one MPPT controller, grid tie inverter. Hung it on this place and it did not work as well. Here at my hybrid inverter, the distribution box we can see. So here you see a meter 244, that's obviously voltage. So we have 244 volts here in the garage, where all these grid tie inverters are feeding in. Nominal voltage here in Thailand also 230 volts. 244, it's quite high. It is high, of course, but for most of you this will still be quite normal. But there's a problem here in Thailand, and that's the Thai grid standard. The Thai grid standard, other than in Europe somewhere, which is allowing 10% deviations of the nominal values, is only allowing 5%, and 230 plus 5%, that's 241.5. So at 242, which we just saw before, actually the voltage is too high here in Thailand. That was then the problem for this new inverter, because it was set to the Thai grid standard. I bought it in Thailand. It turned off because of high voltage on the grid. So what did I do? I have just set a different grid standard, which you can do here in the menu. I went to the German one, which I know would allow up to 253 volts, and it works now perfectly. So who of you is now shouting out, "Roland, you are doing again something illegal"? Right, so how can I change a grid standard setting of an inverter? Is it even legal? I am going over the voltages here in Thailand. I will probably destroy some equipment here on the grid. Well, of course it's not like that, and this is, as you know, we are working with electricity, we are working with wiring, and wires, they do have, depending on their length, voltage drops, of course, and it depends on the currents. So as we can see it now it's just noon, and all these PV systems are feeding in as much energy as they can get. So they will push up the voltage here in my garage, and the garage is another 100 meters of wiring away from my grid entry point, which is my main distribution board, and of course the voltage there will be much lower. Let's go and take a look how the voltages are looking there. Yeah, and by the way, while we are walking, it's extremely hot at the moment here in Thailand. We have a heat wave again. This is now an annual event. This is of course driving up energy consumption everywhere. Air conditionings are running day and night, but unfortunately also it keeps guests away, so the tourism is very slow now at the moment because of people not being able to go out of their rooms anyway. Okay, we are at the MDB. Let's take a look at the meter here. Here, the meter here. We have just been looking at the phase 3 in the garage, which was over the 241 volts, which are allowed here in Thailand, and here right at the transformer more or less this phase is showing 238. So yeah, we have about 4 volts less here at the grid entry point, so it's absolutely no problem with voltages. So everything is legal and absolutely fine if you can tell why this phenomenon happens. And this is, even I have here quite thick wiring. It's a 16 square millimeter wiring here from this point to the garage, but because of the long distance, which is around 100 meters, and the high loads, or in this case the strong feed in from that point, the current is high, which also then means the voltage drop will be higher at this point. Now I do have this inverter here, which is technically actually working fine. The only thing is that it is set to the Thai grid standard and I could not access the menus because these buttons are not responsive. But I actually opened up the device at that time when I removed it. I looked inside and I found a little bit of corrosion on the main control board. I removed that corrosion, but then I did not test the inverter anymore because I had to rewire the PV systems for the other inverter already, so I did not change anything anymore. So I consider this as a working spare inverter if something happens to the other one time. But yeah, if you want me to take a look inside of this, we can try to connect power supplies to this, but you know, MPPT, these grid Thai inverters, they need quite high voltage to start. We can try to use 2 power supplies in series. Maybe we can generate enough voltage to start the unit and then take a look if this problem is still now there after removing corrosion or not. But yeah, it could be already fixed, so that would be not an interesting video anyway. But if you like me to do something, take a look into this kind of grid tie inverter, then yeah, just leave me a comment on the down. Yeah, that was it for today. In temperatures like this with high humidity, the only thing human and animals can do is anyway just stay in air-conditioned rooms and move as little as possible. So thank you for watching the video. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I see you next time.